Did you know that there are only 5 different reading task types you can get in the PTE exam? Here they are: reading and writing, fill in the blanks; multiple choice, choose multiple answers; reorder paragraph; reading, fill in the blanks; and multiple choice, choose single answer. My name's Natasha, and in this video, I'm going to take you through each of these tasks. I'll explain the task to you, and then you'll attempt the task yourself, after which I'll explain the answers to you. Just keep in mind during this video that on test day, you'll get between 13 and 18 questions and between 29 and 30 minutes total time. Now, always remember that the questions are not individually timed. In PTE reading, you have to manage your own time. You read, select the answer or answers, and click Next. Feel free to pause the video to see how many questions you get for each task and how long we suggest you to spend on each question to manage your time effectively. It's important to practice with these suggested times in mind. Okay, let's now look at each of the PTE reading task types one by one. We'll start with reading and writing, fill in the blanks. This is the first PTE reading task, and it really tests your ability to distinguish the subtle differences between the meanings of words. Or, put another way, it tests you on word choice. That's why it contributes points to both your reading and writing scores. It looks like this. So, on test day, when you click on one of these drop-down lists, you'll see a list of 3 or 4 words appear. You have to select the word that best completes the sentence and matches the meaning of the overall text. We'll give you 2 minutes to complete this text, but feel free to pause the video if you need more time. How did you do? Did you get them all, and are you confident? Did you notice that what you are doing is deciding between the meanings of the words based on the context of the text? It's challenging. Let's check the answers. So the first answer is approaching. Rapidly approaching is the most precise collocation or the most natural phrase, and this phrase connects with the subject of the sentence, the first 2 words of the sentence. The day is rapidly approaching. The other words are imprecise. The second answer is location. Real-time location. The word location fits best here. It's not real-time placement or area or site. The third answer is an adverb-verb combination. Dramatically reduce. Definitely efficaciously, or completely are incorrect. The fourth answer is trick. These transport systems, are relatively easy to trick. And then it goes on to say something about transmitting fake data. There's also something mentioned about a weakness as well. The fifth answer is communication, as in the underlying communication technology. The other answer options there just don't work. They're imprecise or inaccurate. And finally, the sixth answer is known, as in that's very different from known cyber attacks, because then it goes on to list two different types of cyber attacks, hence why the other answer options don't work. Did you get all of those? We're starting to see that the answers are about word meanings and collocations. Sometimes you can just choose the collocation in isolation, but sometimes you have to read before and after to get the correct answer. In other words, it pays to understand the entire text. Let's do another one now. I'll give you 2 minutes, but feel free to pause the video and spend longer if you need. Start now. What did you think of this one? Was it easier or more challenging than the last one? Keep in mind that the questions in the PTE will vary in degree of difficulty. Some will be easy, some will be medium, and some will be hard. Let's check the answers to these questions. So the first answer is research, as in an analysis of recent research. That one was pretty easy. The second answer is activity, as in brain activity, not brain energy, disruption, or matter. Number 3 was interesting. It was testing you on your understanding of prepositions, and this is really the first question that has done this. The correct preposition for this sentence is against. The other prepositions for, with, at don't fit. The fourth answer is provided or provided a blueprint for the development of. None of the other words work here. They're inaccurate or imprecise. The fifth and final answer is fundamental, a fundamental understanding of brain function. So, what's your score out of 5 for that one? Did you get them all? And did you notice that question about the preposition choice? Every now and then you will get a question that tests you on the correct verb tense or adjective form, or in this case, preposition. Keep an eye out for those questions which are less about meaning and more about grammar. Before we move on to the next PTE reading task type, I just wanted to let you know that you can access more reading and writing fill-in-the-blanks practice questions at e2testprep.com. Sign up for free today. Let's now do multiple choice, choose multiple answers. This task can be challenging. It's very much a process of identifying parts of the text that match with an answer option and determining if the answer option says the same thing as a particular part of the text. Let's take a look. So, start by reading the question prompt. It asks, which of the following are facts about DVT? So some of the answer options will be facts and other answer options will be faulty in some way. Ready? I'll give you 2.5 minutes, but feel free to pause the video and spend more time on this question. Away you go. How did you do? Are you confident with your answers? Remember that on test day, if you're not 100% sure of 2 answers, you can just select one and still get some points. Well, firstly, DVT means deep vein thrombosis. The answers here are A, and B, C, D, E, and F are wrong in some way. Let's check answer option A. It says, one possible cause is remaining seated for long periods while flying. Now, there is a part of the text that says, it is potentially dangerous to sit for prolonged periods of time during a flight as it puts passengers at risk of developing deep vein thrombosis, DVT. So, these 2 statements, the answer option and this sentence, say the same thing. They use different words or synonyms to say the same thing. Let's check answer option B. It says, DVT can lead to a pulmonary embolism. Well, pulmonary embolism is a great key word or phrase that you can use to match to some part of the text. And if you look carefully, you can see it mentioned in the second paragraph. It says, a pulmonary embolism can follow. and the answer option said, DVT can lead to a pulmonary embolism. These two statements, the answer option and that particular part of the second paragraph, say the same thing but in different words. So, you can see what I mean when I say you are identifying whether an answer option says the same thing as part of the text or not. The incorrect answer options misrepresented the text or were contradictory or perhaps weren't mentioned at all. So how did you go? Did you get A and B? Let's do another one now. Again, I'll give you 2.5 minutes to find the answers, but feel free to pause the video if you need more time. Start now. All right, how did you go? Let's check the answers now. Okay, so the first answer is B. Let's see why. The answer option says, wearing a hoodie means you are more likely to be perceived to be linked to crime. There are two parts of the text towards the bottom that are critical. The first part says, there is a stereotype that links hoodies with crime and violence, and this stereotype might be activated to a greater degree when donning the police-style uniform. And the second part says, this is especially important for police officers who might unconsciously perceive a threat where one doesn't exist, or vice versa. So hopefully you can see that the answer option kind of summarizes these two sentences. The second answer is D. The answer option says, wearing police-style clothing can affect a lay person's decision-making. And there are two corresponding parts of the text that match this answer option. The first part says, new research suggests that simply putting on a uniform, similar to the one police might wear, automatically affects how we perceive others, creating a bias towards those considered to be of a low social status. And the second part says, participants. Reaction time slowed, indicating that the images of hoodies were attention-grabbing. Critically, this bias towards hoodies only occurred when participants were wearing the police-style garb. Hopefully, you could see how answer option D matched with these two parts of the text. Importantly, A, C, and E were all incorrect in some way. Did you get those two answers? As I mentioned, if you're sure of one answer but not so sure of any other answers, then you can select one answer only. That's fine. Because keep in mind, there is negative scoring for this task. That is, if you get one right answer and one wrong answer, you will get 0. Remember, you can get access to more multiple choice, choose multiple answer practice questions at e2testprep.com. Sign up for free today. Okay, let's reorder some paragraphs now. This is a fun task. We'll do 2 questions. Let me give you some brief instructions. Okay, so what you have to do is put the sentences into the correct sequence so that the paragraph makes sense from beginning to end. See how you go. I'll give you 2 minutes. What did you think? Were you able to reorder the paragraph? Let's see how it's done. So the first sentence is D. Traffic signals give priority to motor vehicles over pedestrians. This is a good opening sentence. It makes sense and doesn't need any other sentences. The second sentence is B. This inequality, referring to motor vehicles and pedestrians, makes the connection between the first and second sentence. The third sentence is E. The goals and policy mentioned in the second sentence connect with state and city governments. The fourth sentence is A. These goals in the fourth sentence refer back to the third sentence, encourage walking and biking. And the last sentence is C. You could see that reprioritizing traffic signals and delays need to be redistributed from pedestrians to cars connects these 2 sentences. Did you get each of those? The key here is to get the first sentence. If you get that one right, then all of the other sentences will hang off that first sentence much more logically. Let's do another one now. I'll give you 2 minutes. Pause if you need more time. Did you get them all? Let's see. Okay, the first sentence is B. The critically endangered Javan leopard is one of the most threatened subspecies of leopard. The next sentence is E. The pronoun it refers back to the Javan leopard mentioned in sentence 1. The third sentence is A, and this gap in knowledge refers back to the phrase poorly documented, mentioned in sentence 2. The fourth sentence is D. You can see the word predict mentioned twice connecting the third and fourth sentence. And the final sentence is C. Again, we have the pronoun it referring back to the predictive map. Did you get each of those? That one was a bit more challenging. Always keep in mind that you are matching meaning, not words, when doing reorder paragraph. You need to make sure the meaning of the sentence flows, and to do that, you need to understand each of the sentences in isolation and when they are connected together. All right, let's do reading fill in the blanks now. This task really tests your ability to make collocations. Let's see it. So, on test day, you have to drag and drop the words into the correct spaces. I'll give you 90 seconds to complete this one. How did you go? Did you get them? Let's see the answers. Okay, so the first word is consumed, widely consumed stimulant. The next word is effective. It's referring to caffeine being effective. The third word is being, a new algorithm currently being tested. And the fourth and final word is up, by up to 64%. Did you get each of those? This task is pretty straightforward and is a genuine test of your ability to put together those natural sounding phrases, those collocations. Let's now do a couple of multiple choice choose single answer questions. The key to getting these questions right is concentrating on the question prompt and then reading the text for the answer. Don't get lost in the answer options. So, read the question prompt very carefully and then read the text. After that, read the answer options and eliminate the incorrect answers before confirming the correct answer. 2 minutes should be enough time. Start now. All right, how did you go? Let's take a look at the answer. So, we can reformulate the question prompt to say something simpler like, what was the main reason school children were vaccinated? The answer is D. The most effective compromise is to target school children. This is a challenging question. I'm sure some of you would have chosen C as the answer, but that's not quite right. The answer actually comes from two parts of the text highlighted here. And young adults does not necessarily mean school children, so there's been a compromise. The other answer options were incorrect in some way. Let's practice one more. Remember that you have plenty of time to read and reread the text. Read that answer option and then read the text very carefully for the answer. How did you go? How confident are you? The best way to answer this question is by eliminating the incorrect answer options. A, B, and C all don't work. They misrepresent the text in some way by either being inaccurate or contradictory. The correct answer is D. There is a way to meet climate targets while reducing coal use. You can see this represented in the text in two main parts. Feel free to pause the video and see how those two parts of the text relate to answer option D, how they say the same thing but in different ways. So, how did you go with that one? Did you get it right? And how did you go with the whole reading test? If you didn't get a top score, why not? Was it a lack of vocabulary or collocations or word choice? Are you reading too slowly and you ran out of time? Did you struggle to find the independent sentence in reorder paragraphs? Did you struggle to find the links between the sentences? Do you need to refresh your understanding of grammar to help you understand the text better? Did you misunderstand how to approach the question? Or did you just panic? Keep practicing and build your confidence and skills before test day. Remember, if you'd like to get access to more practice questions for all PTE reading tasks, sign up for free at e2testprep.com today. Good luck!